Hold on.
Judge, I'm so sorry. Had I seen him, I would have stopped and helped and rendered aid.
Hold on. Hold on. So are you telling me that you didn't know you hit someone?
¿Me están diciendo que usted no sabe que le pegó a alguien?
No, sí, sí, sí.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Pero pues había un carro enfrente y yo no lo pude ver
There was a
antes.
vehicle in front and I wasn't able to see him on time.
Okay.
Pero pues quiero decir que lo siento. Pero
I want to say that I'm sorry.
si pudiera volver el tiempo lo haría, pero
But if I could go back in time, I would go back and
soy
help.
el culpable.
And I know I'm guilty.
Mr. Burbank, are you ready on the sentencing on Johnny Jacobo Ramon?
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Would you, Ms. Burge, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will truthfully and accurately translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Good morning. Are you Johnny Jacobo Ramon?
Ramon?
Sí.
Yes.
And Mr. Ramon, you were previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of accident involving death. And that was a plea agreement of a cap of 15 years in prison. I have received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Defense has. Yes, Judge.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No, you're not.
Mr. Burbank, you may proceed.
Your Honor, this is a tragic accident. If you read the factual basis, which I know you did, person was walking across the street at nighttime, and cars swerved, and my client actually hit him. As reflected by the charge, he failed to stop. He panicked, as in reference to his version, that is on page 1, and then was stopped up in Lumberton. He's been employed. He has family up in Woodville. He's been employed. He's got one problem. He is not a U.S. citizen. I would be arguing for probation in this case, but it is my understanding that there is a hold on him by immigration, and that he probably will not, if he got probation, he wouldn't be released. He has 2 prior DWIs from Tyler County that were taken care of. At the same time, what you receive, basically time served, 90 days jail. The intoxication charge that I believe is from Hardin County was when he was arrested, and that's been dismissed or rejected by the, and probably because we're down here, that's how we did it. Your Honor, I asked for not, there's a death involved, and I would love to have the minimum in reference to penitentiary time, but I'm asking for mid. I think that 15 is probably too harsh, and that's my opinion, especially in light of the facts and circumstances of this, in which the person was walking across the street at the time and being blocked by other vehicles, and other vehicles had to get out of the way. But he was definitely wrong in not stopping, and he was intoxicated. I would ask for anything less than the 15, because I know where he's gonna go, and that's a sad thing, but he's not here legally. And I don't know if he would like to address the court.
Sí.
Yes, sí.
Go ahead.
Quiero decir que lo siento, que si lo hubiese visto, yo me hubiese detenido antes para poder auxiliarlo.
Okay, thank you.
I just have one question up here. What were you doing for work?
¿Qué estás haciendo de trabajo?
Estaba en el roof.
I was a ripper.
And how long have you been in the country?
¿Cuánto tiempo has estado aquí en los Estados Unidos?
14, 15 años.
14, 15 years.
And have you always had a job?
¿Siempre han tenido un empleo?
Sí,
Yes.
And you do have a family?
¿Y si tienen una familia?
sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Judge, we would argue for the max sentence in this case on the plea agreement based on the fact that when he struck him, he knew that he struck him. That was evidenced by the phone calls the next day. He knew he hit a person. When he was stopped in Koontz, which is a long way from the accident scene, he told the police when they noticed the damage on his vehicle that he had struck a deer. They, either through dealing with him before or suspecting that he was lying and knew he was intoxicated, went all the way back to the county line looking for a deer that had just been struck. And only because they were diligent in doing so did we even know that he had committed this particular crime. He knew he committed the crime. He lied about it. He has an issue with alcohol. He's here in the country illegally. I would direct your attention to the jail report in this case and how he's acting, showing disrespect for staff as well as masturbating in open bunk. We ask for a 15-year sentence in this case.
Mr. Jacobo Ramon, obviously the facts of the case are terrible. The fact that you didn't stop. The fact that you were intoxicated. And in addition, and I'm not even sure that when you were in our jail for some amount of time, there was a requirement that I release you because of the amount of time that had gone from the time of the offense while you were sitting in custody. I did that, and then you didn't show up. You are here illegally and have now killed someone. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, find you guilty of accident involving death. Sentence you to 15 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. It is in Spanish. I advise you to read that. If you are ever back in Texas legally, you will not be able to possess a firearm or ammunition. That could lead to more charges against you. All right. Thank you. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, Mr. Burbank. Thank you, Ms. Burge.
On today's episode of The Bench Order, we step into the courtroom of Judge, where a tragic case unfolds. The defendant, Johnny Jacob Rayon, stood before the court accused of a crime that changed a life forever. One night, under the influence of alcohol, Rayon struck a pedestrian who was crossing the street. But instead of stopping to help, he panicked. He drove away, leaving behind a victim who would not survive. In court, Rayon expressed regret, saying he would have gone back and rendered aid if he could turn back time. His defense attorney pleaded for leniency, pointing out that Rayon had lived in the U.S. for nearly 15 years, held steady jobs, and supported a family. But the reality was hard to ignore. He had prior arrests for driving while intoxicated, he was in the country illegally, and most importantly, a man had lost his life because he chose not to stop. The prosecution pushed for the maximum penalty. They reminded the court that Rayon had lied about the accident, claiming he hit a deer, and only through diligent police work was the truth uncovered. They emphasized his history with alcohol and his behavior while in custody, painting a picture of someone who had little respect for the law. Judge listened carefully. The facts were devastating. Driving intoxicated, fleeing the scene, failing to appear in court when previously released. All of it weighed heavily against him. Finally, Judge delivered the decision. Johnny Jacob Rayon was guilty of the felony offense of accident involving death and was sentenced to 15 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. This case is a painful reminder that one reckless decision behind the wheel can destroy lives. Alcohol and driving never mix. If Rayon had stopped that night, rendered aid, and faced responsibility immediately, things might have been different. But fleeing only deepened the tragedy. The lesson here is clear. We must always choose responsibility. If you drive, do it sober. If an accident happens, stop and help. Because in the eyes of the law, and in the weight of conscience, running away will only make the consequences heavier. This is the bench order. Stay safe, stay responsible, and remember, the choices we make on the road follow us into the courtroom.